Hey everyone, welcome back to Grayson's Bookmark. It is the end of Camp NaNo, and to celebrate, I decided to go to a used bookstore. This lighthouse book reminded me of Seaside, but it was way too heavy to take. Also, I don't know who Dr. Afra is. Apparently she's a Star Wars thing. I wanted this book. Then I went out and got some coffee and decided to start reading my book. Then later I continued editing my manuscript. It is a long process. Camp NaNo is over now, and in reflection, I did a lot of work that I'm happy with, but the work never stops. I'm a good portion through my manuscript, making helpful comments to my future self, and underlining parts that I like, parts that can be improved, and I'm enjoying this new process, which for me is the most important thing. Sorry if the lighting's a bit weird. Is the lighting too bright? Could make it a little less. Maybe. Is that better? Who knows? You just saw me do some good editing on this today. It's going well. I believe I am about 13 chapters into my story. There's still a long way to go, but I'm having a good time. One of the main things I'm doing first is editing for voice, and I'm only reading one of my characters' perspectives right now, so I'm actually going to be reading the book 3 times. But moving on, you care more about the books I got. This is Pride and Prejudice, and to be honest, I couldn't resist such a nice cover. It's just so pretty, like the gold and the red, and it's a little faded, so I can tell that it's been loved. Here, I'll put in some close-ups. Hopefully you can see that and you're not blinded by my light as I am. Pages are gold. It was $4, a steal. I think it's really just a beautiful book, but there's a but. I don't like Jane Austen, or at least I think I don't. I read Sense and Sensibility. Hello, lab car. I read Sense and Sensibility as an assignment for college, and I could not stand it. Some of the sentences are a little not my favorite. Yeah, but I had to annotate it, and I can go get it. Yeah, so here's my Sense and Sensibility, like, so many sticky notes. I think my main complaint is the style. And I like long sentences. I like gradual sentences that keep building tension, but when the way Jane Austen writes, the sentences don't gain tension. They just kind of like fizzle out, and they're not my favorite. But perhaps this one is better. Perhaps I will like Pride and Prejudice, and perhaps I will simply be placeboed into liking it because of the lovely cover. I like that it's a unique printing as well. It's not one of those Barnes & Noble shelf books that you get. It was printed in 1980. I think it's really nice. I'm willing to give Jane Austen another chance, purely based on the cover. And let's be honest, covers can make or break a book. They're really important. There's a reason why they exist, and right now, I'm attracted to this one. The other book I got was Madame Bovary, and to be honest, the only reason why I got this one is because in a fiction class I had in, oh my god, was it 2019? Wait, no. It was last January. It was 2020. Okay, it's just, I flew by. That class moved to Slack over when we were first told to go home, and it just feels so long ago now. But anyway, we used passages from this book in class to analyze how fiction works, and I really enjoyed those, so I'm hoping that I'll like the whole thing. This was $2, and it's the Norton Critical, which means that literally this much of the book is not the book. It's backgrounds and sources. Very exciting. I may or may not read it. I'll probably just read the translation because it was originally French. I wonder if it was written by a woman. This looks like a pen name that a woman might use. The name is Gustave Flaubert. Yeah. And I'll show you this cover. Hope you can see it. I hope I'm in frame. Oh, and it was a little spotted. Like, I chose this copy over the bent copy in the bookstore because it's going to be presented this way anyway, and a non-bent book with spots is better than a bent book with no spots. So these are the books. I hope to get around to reading them soon, but let's be honest. We don't buy books to read them. I've already told you that the only purpose of this is to sit on the shelf and look nice. I did actually open the first chapter of this and start reading it, so we will see. It is this week and next week I have exams for classes, and it's just a lot right now. Also, can someone explain to me why I read so much in April despite it being Camp NaNo? Like, what was I doing? I read 5, almost 6 books. 7 if you count one that I had to read for class. It was like 80 pages. I don't know what I was doing. How did I have time to read so much? I read House in the Cerulean Sea, I finished. Why Fish Don't Exist, What If It's Us, Red Queen, and History Is All You Left Me. And then I almost finished All the Bright Places. And then the one I read for class was about like a Dutch still life painter. And I was so busy in Camp NaNo, and it's just weird that I read so much. Like, I wrote 20,000 words, and I started reading my manuscript. Like, you know what? It's the audiobooks. And that's why I read so many audiobooks, because they're just easier. Because I can read them really quickly. Like, my speed on Overdrive, which is the audiobook app I use, is never at 1 times. Almost never at 1.25. My default is 1.5. And sometimes if it's a particularly slow narrator, it will be 1.75. Or if I'm rushing. Which I tend to do because I often procrastinate with reading. But I'm hoping to fix that. So that was a day in my life, going to a used bookstore, having coffee, working on my manuscript. It was a very relaxing day, and I hope you get to have one soon. Let me know what you're reading right now. Currently, I'm listening to The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and my next book after that will be The Hate You Give, which I'm a little embarrassed for not having read yet, because it's been out for so long and it's such an important book, but I'm definitely listening to that one next since I've already borrowed it from the library. Just know that if you don't see any writing updates for a while, it's because I'm still working on this. It's going to take a while for me to finish, probably till end of May or some part into June, but that's okay. It'll take the time it needs. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you like Pride and Prejudice or if you are sold on a cover like me. I have watched the movie of the 2005 movie with Keira Knightley, and it is good. I found it good, which I think is also making me want to try the book, even though it's Jane Austen. I feel like it's kind of an unpopular opinion to not like Jane Austen, but I'm standing by it. It's not weird to not like classics because the writing style is just not what we have in literature today. Like, can you imagine if a YA or an adult book came out with Jane Austen like prose? People wouldn't like it. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, please consider liking the video and commenting down below what you're reading right now. If you like Jane Austen, if you hate Jane Austen, I'd love to chat about it in the comments. Here on this channel, I make all things writing content, and if that's something you want to see more of, consider subscribing down below. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Oh, I can't reach. Now I gotta get up. Oh no, everything's falling apart.